Good morning and good afternoon all around the world to EXP agents. My name is Megan Patterson, and I'm calling you from Sacramento, California, USA. We are a proud EXP solutions provider, and we've luckily worked with EXP agents all over North America for going on 9 years with pride. We love the EXP culture, and we love supporting EXP agents to be successful. And then just a few months ago, we became a solutions provider, and we just love the solutions concept that EXP brings to its agents, where there are endorsed products and solutions to make you guys successful. And so when we became a solution, it was a huge honor for us because we know that our solution has worked for so many EXP agents already for so many years. So to be in the family of endorsed solutions for talking to the rest of you guys about what we do is a true honor. So today we have myself, and then joining in will be our CEO and founder, actually, of our company. He started MyOutdesk 18 years ago as a real estate and mortgage broker himself. He still is active heavily in the real estate space, in addition to being the CEO of our company and other companies. His name is Daniel Ramsey, and he will be going through a wonderful presentation with you agents today about how do you scale into 2026 with the help of Mod virtual assistants. Scaling is all about leveraging your time to be in the zone to grow your business. And the best way to leverage your time is utilizing virtual assistants. Daniel knew that when he started the company so many years ago, and he knows that today with the hundreds of agents that we support to different EXP agents currently all throughout North America. So without further ado, I'll give the microphone over to Daniel Ramsey. Thank you, Daniel, for joining today.
Hey, everybody. I'm excited to be here. We're going to share screens and get going. Thank you, Megan, for that wonderful introduction. And I am so excited to be here with you. Megan is absolutely right. In 2007, I hired my first virtual professional and really changed everything about my business. So I'm just honored to be here and honored to share with you guys, our EXP agents, the path to actually taking advantage of this wonderful leverage. So I'm going to start by sharing screens. Let me see if we can get this here. And we are going to go. Here we are. All right. So we are going to dominate 2026. It's my favorite word. It's a really important thing. And the mindset that I'd like you to have today in this call is, what are the things that only I can do in my real estate practice? What are the things that are unique to me, that are my jobs? And then everything else, I want you to think, how could I actually delegate that out? So that is what 2026 is about, getting the delegation that you need in your practice so that you can dominate 2026. Now, if you can real quick find the comments section here and answer this one question. Who's the one hire? Who's the one person in your life that if you brought them into your business, it would help you dominate 2026? Is this an assistant? Is it a transaction coordinator? Is it somebody to take care of all the paperwork, to help you make calls to your customers? Like, who's the one person that if you have it, it would transform your life? That would be a really big deal. I love it. All right, so we're going to rock. And this is what we are. We are the workforce that works for you. I want to make sure that this is really super clear. You come into MyOutdesk and you do a consultation, and we are 100% committed to helping you achieve your dreams. So if you come in and you say, I need X, Y, and Z, we're going to craft a plan that's strategic to you so that you can get the leverage that you need. I love it. In the notes, I'm seeing TC, a Girl Friday, an assistant, a marketing assistant. This is wonderful because that's exactly what we do, you guys. So we're in the right spot. And what may be happening in your mind right now is at some point you realize, I need help, because there just isn't enough time in your day to do everything. And you have a big vision that you want to execute. There is a reason that we are all in real estate. It's a wonderful life. It's a wonderful opportunity to earn. Like the commissions that we make for the work that we do, it's just insanely cool. And you need help. You need help, and we're sure of it. So as a owner, as a business owner, your number one job is finding, recruiting, and bringing talent into your world. That's the number one thing you can do to make impact in your business. And that's where we come in. But here's the challenge. You start interviewing somebody, and in the beginning of the interview, you're like, they're smiling, they got a suit on. Then you onboard them. And then at some point, this is what they look like when they have to fire. And so this is a common challenge for us real estate people. A bad hire can cost you lots of money, and it's really important that you get this part right. One of the things about partnering with MyOutdesk is we've been doing this, like Megan said, for 18 years. I'm a real estate broker. Our entire company is organized around helping real estate people achieve their dreams and their big vision. So really cool. And actually, I'm gonna share how I know this, because in 2007, this is me on my honeymoon. So here I am in a Francis Ford Coppola resort in Guatemala. It's one of these places, like there's trees, there's monkeys in the background. The bartender, because the bartender was the only place in the bar at this resort, was the only place you can get Wi-Fi. So I'm there, I'm closing a real estate transaction. It's 1 a.m. The bartender takes my phone and says, "You crazy white guy, what's wrong with you? Money is your God. Beautiful, beautiful bride, back in your room." And this was the mindset. At this point, I knew that I needed to change everything in my world, because, and you might feel this yourself right now in this moment, I felt like my business owned me. I felt like I was the one that was doing all the work, but it wasn't working out well. I was working 24/7, never having a vacation. I'm on my honeymoon here. And so if you're in that space, today is going to be a great presentation for you. And it's going to hit home, because what we all wanted to be when we got into real estate, we wanted to own our business, not have our business own us. So here is MyOutdesk. This is a really cool photo. This is 2024. This is our grand ballroom. Every year, Megan, myself, all the leaders go over to the Philippines and into our different countries where we operate, and we do a conference. And the point of the conference is to pull everybody together and celebrate all the hard work that they do for their customers. But also, because all of our staff is remote, it's an opportunity for us to really thank them for all of their hard work, because this is how it is. This is the mindset that we have. Our virtual professionals, the people on our team, they are like business partners to you. They are in the day-to-day with you. They are taking care of the details. They show up in the morning and they say, "Hey, boss, what do you got going on? How can I help today?" And what happens is, in the beginning, you got to train them. You got to get them into like your local market and how you like to work. But after a bit, they feel like business partners. So this conference is a way for us on your behalf to thank them for all of their hard work, which is a really cool event. Now, if you're curious, and we had a lot of people here, like Valencia here said social media person, David saying thank you. I see marketing, social media, and a CRM assistant. Those were some of my first hires back in 2007 and 2008. The reality is, I didn't want to do the paperwork. I didn't want to be the person that was doing, inputting the listings into MLS. I didn't want to actually write contracts. I didn't want to do the transaction coordination. I didn't want to list them in MLS and then put them on social media, send out the cards and order the signs. I didn't want to do any of that. What I loved back when I was practicing real estate was meeting customers. I wanted to interact with the people who wanted to list or buy real estate. I wanted to be their trusted advisor. I wanted to make sure they got the best deal. I wanted to make sure that they felt loved and taken care of, but I didn't want to do any of the paperwork. So that's how MyOutdesk was born. I didn't want to do all that busy work, but I wanted to spend time with the customers, negotiate contracts, and really grow my business, which was, for me, recruiting other agents into my world. So we built MyOutdesk because I had a need as a real estate broker. And if you look on the screen right now, these are primarily the buckets that we help and serve EXP agents across the globe right now. And we support even the company in these different roles. So if you're looking here, transaction and listing coordination, super easy, fun story here. Back in the day, you had to have these little like codes in order to get into MLS. So I set up a camera and just looked at that code so my virtual professional could access MLS and actually do our transaction coordination and listing coordination. So that was one of the first hires. I just didn't want to do the paperwork. Second hire was I realized that my transaction coordinator wasn't super creative and wasn't super like artsy. And so I was like, well, could we get a marketing person to do the flyers and kind of, edit the photos and make sure the places were staged? We had virtual staging. And so then we added a marketing person. And then it was like, oh my gosh, we were doing good with marketing. We were doing good with transaction coordination, but we were generating all these sign calls and all these calls from all of our listings. And a lot of them were just questions like, hey, how many bedrooms are there? Or is there a master downstairs? Or, how close to the freeway is it? And is there an HOA? And what are the taxes? Is there any Melrose? And all those questions really didn't equate to dollars, but I wanted somebody to answer the phones and parse through all of the tire kickers to find the true people who are interested in buying or selling. So then we hired an inside salesperson to just answer our phones. And that was one of our biggest value propositions as a real estate practice is we always answered our phones. Like all the other, and how many times have you called a listing? I bet you, 100 people in here, every single time you call a listing, it goes to an automated system. You leave a message and then it takes them 24 hours to get back to them. Well, that's a bad deal if that's a true buyer or a true seller who's actually interested in selling a house. And so one of our value propositions is we just simply always, always, always answered our phones. So over time, we've added customer service and accounting. It's a big deal to know your numbers. Really famously, there's a business guru who says you can't measure, you can't improve what isn't measured, and accounting is a big deal. So just keeping track of, what are your expenses? What is your revenue? How are you doing this year compared to last year? Such a big value to be able to throw all that into QuickBooks. And maybe you have a rental property, or maybe you have other things going on in your world and you need some accounting support. That is a place that we and I see Simberly said she needs an accounting person. Well, we have those folks for you. So these are the 5 areas that we support real estate practices all day long. So if you're thinking about hiring in 2026, if you're thinking about going forward with this process, these are our basic roles. These are kind of the products that we serve. And I'm going to go into a little bit of details. An executive assistant or administrative assistant, think of them as your time gatekeeper. Their whole mindset is, how do I take something off your plate, boss, so that you can focus on what matters? That email coordination, calendar coordination, transaction and listing coordination, and project management. Many of you are running into the holidays. Maybe you're giving away pies. Maybe you're organizing some fundraisers. Maybe you're going to some fundraisers. Maybe you're having some open houses. Whatever's going on in your world that needs that coordination is a perfect spot for this project manager. And we saw a couple people say social media was a big deal. It's really important as a local professional for you to be seen as the expert in your market on what's happening with mortgages, what's happening with home values, how to get your home sold for the most money in the fastest times frame. So you need somebody in the marketing world, in the social media world, who can help frame you as the expert in your area. And that's what we have. We have people who will help you build a brand that is local to you, local to your market, and really help you grow and expand. Plus, EXP has some amazing opportunities in terms of recruiting agents in to your world. So there's another opportunity is how can you bring more and more agents into your world so that you can grow together. So this is another area of value. inside sales and prospecting, really big deal. It's important to just have a certain amount of touches in your database every single year. And those touches don't have to be you. Some of them should be you, but not all of them. So whether you're working on a 30 touch or a 20 touch a year kind of program, this would be an amazing place for you to go. What's the name of this VA company? Great question, Patrick. I love this question. We're MyOutdesk. You can see it right here at the bottom. I don't know if you're looking in the screen or not, but we're going to have a place for everybody in just a couple seconds to grab a time with our company and go through what would be perfect for you. So this is called MyOutdesk. Wild story about MyOutdesk, and this is crazy to me. We were offering virtual professionals or virtual assistants to the real estate world back in 2007 and 8, and this is before the 4-hour work week, before the book came out, before anybody knew what it was. Remember, I would go to a conference, I'd give a presentation just like this, and one of the first questions, somebody says, Daniel, what's a virtual assistant? And I was like, oh my gosh, I missed the idea of the whole presentation. But think about high caliber talent that doesn't happen to be in your local market. So what's cool about that is, as a real estate professional, you can get somebody who's amazing at prospecting, amazing at accounting or marketing or being an administrative assistant, which is really a big deal. Okay, customer support and service is a huge thing. One of my favorite sayings is feedback is the breakfast of champions. And so even in the real estate space, after you sell, after you help a buyer, a magic move would be to ask them for their feedback. Hey, would you mind just giving me a rating, 1 to 10? Would you mind telling me what really resonated with you in terms of my service to you as a company, and what you would like to see in the future if you were to be a client again? One of the big travesties of our industry is that 90% of people know who they worked with before, but because we don't stay in contact with our database and our previous customers, they actually go with another real estate professional. So this is a big deal. So we have customer service folks who can help with those surveys and those conversations, which is really cool. Accounting, this one's a simple value proposition. Again, you got to know your numbers. You need somebody helping you track profitability. Real estate can be a grind at times. It can be really highly profitable, and you can run your company in the negative relatively easy. So just having somebody to help you be realistic about what's happening in your numbers is a huge value proposition. So these are all the roles. If you're, I'd bring your attention right now, this will give you a kind of a good idea of all of the different positions and all of the different functions that we have here at MyOutdesk. Really important too. Many of our agents are like, hey, Daniel, I need a transaction coordinator and I need a marketing person. I would encourage you to say, what's the most important role inside your company? What's the thing that's going to move the needle for 2026 so that you have an amazing 2026 and beyond? And hire for that role, and then realize the secondary role, you're going to have to train them or show them how to do it. It's not going to be, they're not going to be world class at marketing and accounting. That's just not the same human. And so just really know what you need. What's the one thing that's most important to your business, and then hire for that skill set as you kind of onboard and go in that world. Okay, so here we go. 26, you have a big vision. What I want you guys to understand out of this is that we have skilled talent on demand. So what that means is you call us, you have a conversation with us, we talk about the role, we get a job description, we really want to understand what's the tool, what's the technology, how much work do you actually have, and what does it look like? And then we're going to go out into the talent market and we're going to recruit that person back for you. And then you get to individually interview them. You get to go through a process where you interview them, you actually show up and interact with them on Zoom, and you go, gosh, is this person going to be a fit for me? Is this person going to be a fit for my big vision? And then you get to select the person that is world class and exactly who you want for on your team, which is a big deal. Teresa has a fantastic question. She had issues with English as a language. We've been doing this, like Megan said in the beginning at the top of the hour, for 18 years. We do not hire people that aren't proficient in English. We do not hire people with no skill set and hope to teach them how to do the job. What we're going to do is we're going to find somebody. If you need an administrative assistant, that was the number one thing. If you need an administrative assistant, we are going to find somebody whose entire world is helping people save time. They're going to take things off of your plate and own them from start to finish. And that's the difference between working with somebody who's a brand new virtual assistant company, maybe somebody who doesn't have a real estate background. What's wild is there are multiple people here at MyOutdesk that have real estate license who will do a consultation with you and help you hone in the actual job description. And we have that unique experience of being a real estate virtual assistant. I love, what would be the price? What would be the price? I see that a couple times in here. That means we're talking you into it. You're seeing some opportunity. We're all in $500 a week. So you can have a full-time person on your staff in your world, helping you win in your big vision for $500 a week. It's super inexpensive. It's wild. It's surprising to me that more people haven't done it. And it's such a game changer because, just today we closed a real estate transaction for one of our employees, and the title company wants to double verify our wiring instructions. And I'm like, it's cool. My assistant's going to make that call and do that. And I get to show up here and spend time with you guys and answer all of your wonderful questions. So what is the bottom line? I like this. Mark is moving right to the buying questions. This is wonderful. The bottom line is, does this really work? Are we clear that you're going to get successful? And the answer is, I love this card because it shares and shows you guys the most difficult role inside of a real estate practice. And one of the most difficult is just a transaction coordinator, and a listing coordinator, somebody who handles all of the wide details of getting a house listed or purchased. And this card, what's fun about this card is I was doing a transaction, and this is like 15, 16 years ago. I'm doing a transaction. It's in this little small town outside of Sacramento, California, where we're from, in Woodland. And the fire marshal had to sign off on the house before we could close. And our transaction coordinator coordinated all of the listing coordination, all the transaction stuff. But this one requirement was missed by everybody because I'd never sold a property in this particular neighborhood. And it was a weird neighborhood requirement because it was near a fire area that was like a really high fire danger area. And so everybody missed this requirement. But my virtual professional stepped in, coordinated with the fire marshal, coordinated with title, the mortgage, the buyer, the seller, handled all of this work. And Darren, who sent this thank you card, didn't even know that she wasn't in my office. He was absolutely shocked. And so he physically sent this thank you card because she coordinated everything for him. So the bottom line, Mark, is this absolutely works. You can have this kind of talent right now. It's as little as $500 a week. And Elizabeth, this is important for you. It's a full-time person. They're not sidecarring or moonlighting for somebody else. They're going to be, Elizabeth, in your practice, Mark, in your real estate practice, Michelle, Armand, they're going to be there every single day, showing up and trying to help you in your world create that big vision that you have. So it's a really cool opportunity. Now, how do you know this work? What's the bottom line? For 5 years in a row, we've been named the #1 virtual assistant company in the world. Now, this isn't one of those, recognition things that you buy. I can't buy this. There's no way for me to buy it. But we've been recognized by Tech Radar. We're we're a Fortune 5,000 company. We're like 4,703. That growth means that we do a great job for our customers. That's the bottom line. That's what matters. The true cost of hiring the wrong person or going with a cheaper company or somebody who promises you something that's unrealistic, the true cost of having somebody bad on your team can be $25,000 annually, up to $50,000. That's the craziness. That is just the craziness. The wrong person, the wrong company, the mistakes that have happened can and should and will cost you thousands of dollars. So this is a really big deal. We are focused to have no turnover, a reasonable cost, the best talent you can possibly get around the globe. And turnover is the enemy of scale. And let me explain this. As a real estate professional, you spend a lot of time training and getting your person up to speed. I want my transactions done like this. I want my marketing to look like that. And you spend all this time doing that work, and then the virtual professional just leaves. Like they go and work for somebody else because they found a better offer. Well, that's the worst thing in the world for a real estate practice. And so one of the really cool things about working with MyOutdesk is our average customer enjoys a tenure of more than 5 years, which is just insane for a personal assistant. These are the roles that turn over a ton. Imagine a caller that stays with you 5 years, knows the process, learns who your customers are, gets repeat referrals from your existing customers. Those are big deals, and turnover is the enemy of scale, but working with MyOutdesk, you're not going to have those issues. And so what I'm really excited about is you have a big vision, and we are Big EXP Solutions. We have an offer for you. Number one, if you sign up now, what you're going to get from that sign up is a full strategy consult. So we're going to talk about who's on your team today, what your big vision is, what your technology looks like, what your needs are, and we're going to craft a job description that is going to be super supportive to you. And so if you sign up right now, Megan, what's the deal that we're doing? Tell us what we're doing for EXP.
Thank you, Daniel. In addition to the 500 sign up now promo for the webinar, we have a solutions exclusive just for EXP agents, and that's $1,000 referral bonus for anybody else in EXP that you endorse over to MyOutdesk. You get $1,000 referral credit on your invoice here with your virtual assistant service. And then on top of that, for every successful subscription that you have, you get $1,000 perk. So those are exclusive, Daniel, to solutions only because of the EXP family that's on this call now. Those are already part of their perks. And then you're adding on this additional $500 off for them today.
Got it. This is amazing. Okay. If you're here and you're curious, I want you to know, and I'm sad that David Williams is out, and I love the Shark Tank reference, David. But if you're here, what I would encourage you to do is scan the promo code that's right now on the screen. If you want to explore, get your personalized kind of consultation, it costs you absolutely nothing, like absolutely nothing. We don't charge for this, but you're going to walk away knowing exactly what we can do. You'll have an exact plan for your business, even if it's not ready right now. And George asked if we support Canadian, clients. We have a huge practice at EXP that has virtual professionals right here and right now. And so I would never, if you're in Canada, you should absolutely sign up. We'll be happy to support and serve you. We have a bunch of clients up there right now. Elizabeth asks, is this more convenient for solo agents and not agents that are part of the team? Elizabeth, this is a great conversation and a question. We support teams and solo agents and brokerages. So we're here because we support EXP internally. And we're part of this solutions offer because not only do we support EXP, but we support much of the largest teams inside EXP, as well as the solo agents. So a solo agent might just want an assistant. A team might want the whole world, like all of our services and what we do for customers. Valencia asks, is the $500 just for the assistant? No, that's the entire package. That's another one of the wonderful things about MyOutdesk. You're paying one bill. It's one cost. We're going to bill you twice a month for that. So you're going to get a bill for about $1,000 every 2 weeks. It's $500 a week. That includes healthcare, vacation, benefits, our support. Now, we didn't go into this because I want you guys to be pleasantly surprised when you come in and do a consultation. But we have, a customer portal. We have an AI agent wrapped around our people. We have a training team. We have a customer support team. You're going to get assigned to a consultant so you can actually have a conversation and we can help you figure out exactly what your path is. And all of that is wrapped into one price, one really low price, $500 a week. And that is all it costs you. Now, what's going to happen is you also have access to referrals. So if you sign up and you decide to move forward and then you send our friends, many of our agents are actually just shooting us a couple of referrals a month and completely offsetting their cost of their virtual professional, which is a super cool thing. Now, I do want to say we are a company. We have a 6-month and a 1-year contract. We want agents that are serious about growing their business and aren't just kicking the tires. And so before you commit, you get to interview the folks, you sign up for our contract, we get a job description, and then we go through that process together. That is the whole thing with working with MyOutdesk. No hidden fees, no gotchas. We want to be a long-term global talent supplier to your business as you create this big vision and step into it. All right. Last call on the screen for the thing. I do want to give you guys a link. If you jump on, and I don't know if I'm going to add this as a post right now. So we've written a book. It's called Scaling Your Business with Virtual Professionals. And it's absolutely everything you need in order to have a virtual professional help you inside your business. So if you go to our website, myoutdesk.com/scale, you can get an audio book, an audio thing if you like to listen as you're driving around in the world. You can get a PDF and download it, or you can go to Amazon and grab a hard copy for you to actually read. So this is a really big deal. It's a free offer. This is, and I wrote this book because many of our customers had the same challenges and had the same questions. And so I wanted you to have a copy of this. George, there is no break, but we have a wonderful referral opportunity for you. So there is absolutely a way for you to offset the cost, the fact that Canada is a little bit different mathematics, but it's a really big deal. Mark asked if it's a month-to-month commitment. It's a 6-month or a 1-year commitment. Really important that we're locked in this because we're going to do all this upfront work to make sure it's absolutely going to be successful. And we want long-term commitments from our customers, which is a big deal. Again, this is here. This is our company. We have over 2,500 folks working hard for business owners like you. And I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. The big vision, and this is the scaling process. And we're going to wrap up with this slide. We've got just this slide. What I want to share with you is in the beginning of your journey, you're an I do it. You're the only one doing it. You're helping your clients. You're wearing all the hats. And at some point, you decide that your time is more valuable. It's worth more if you're focused on serving your clients, driving revenue, and recruiting more agents into your world. And so at that point, you take a big leap and you say, I'm going to move into the we do it space where you start building a team. And this is where systems and processes are really important. At some point, then you hire a partner or you hire a general manager and your company becomes a they do it. You are sitting back casting vision and helping run the entire organization, but you're no longer taking listing appointments. You're no longer taking buyer appointments. You're there helping create culture and recruit people into your world and helping run the business. This is the whole I do it, we do it, they do it. This is the scaling journey. This is the journey that we want to partner with you on, so that over the next 3 to 5 years, you can create any vision that you want. Dennis, I really appreciate you guys being here and walking through this presentation with me today. We are wrapped up. This is our whole thing. I'm going to go back to our code. If you wanted to jump in and have a consultation and take advantage of all those wonderful discounts that Megan talked about, and also the support, get a copy of the book, I encourage you one last time, and then I'm going to open up for questions, anything that we didn't get to. One last time, I'd encourage you to come in, have a consultation. It absolutely costs you nothing, and it could completely change your world to have an entire company backing you, helping you create scale and your big vision in your life. So what questions do we, moved? There's the thing. Some of the people in your picture look like children. George, I took my kids there. Like Megan went with me, my COO went with me. What a fun question. Let me show you, actually. So this is our COO, Mark Smith. These are his children and his wife. I'm there, Megan's there, and I think my kids are actually to the right over here. So my wife got cropped out and my children got cropped out, but we call this the mod family, which is part of what we do as a company. We want to pull all of the people together, get a chance to break bread, thank them on our clients' behalf for all their hard work, and really connect with them, because they're all working remote and they don't get a chance to get that attaboys, get a hug, thank you, a shake of the hand. And so every year we're going over there to do two different things. One, create culture, make sure they know that we care. And two, just really spend time with them and hear them and let them know that how much we care, and what it means to us that they're working so hard for our customers. So great question, George. But yes, there are some children in that picture. Who else? Ray, can they help with agent attraction and systems? Yeah, Ray, this is what a great question. They absolutely do. Making calls to other agents and just inviting them to maybe company events or recruiting events, or just making relationships with LOs in your world. Like, these are really big deals, and it doesn't have to be from you, or it doesn't have to be you. Now, you have to be the one that has the appointment, and you have to actually have the conversation and put together the list and make sure that list is the people that you want to have in your world. But whether it's the systems, whether it's running a process, whether it's making the calls, whether it's having the value proposition shared, this is absolutely a place for a virtual professional to add value to your business. Fantastic question. Let's see. Spanish and bilingual. We have some Spanish. We've just opened an office in Latin America. We're going to have that for 2026. So if this is a role that you absolutely want, maybe you're in California, Arizona, Texas, Florida, or New Mexico, or places where it really matters, then we have Spanish as an option, and I think it's a big value proposition for our customers. What if I'm more of an investor agent with my own difference to-dos? Yeah, hey, look, I invest in real estate, own a bunch of property. This presentation was for EXP agents who are either recruiting teams or selling real estate, but I know many of you are investors. And so in terms of helping on your investment side, I mean, I have them help in every aspect of my life. I mean, shoot, my wife and I was celebrating her birthday, and I had my virtual professional call, get a limousine, book the restaurant that we wanted, as well as coordinate tickets for the show that we were going to go to. So there's no limit to what a virtual professional can do. It looks like George had a question. if you're in the French part of Canada, we have folks in North Africa that are really talented that speak French, and so we've got that as an option for you too. So great question, George. All right, who else had a question as we kind of wrap up? I think we're going to wrap up in about 5 minutes just to honor your guys' time. But this has been a fantastic chat. I hope you've learned a lot or enjoyed it at the least. It was worth your time. What other questions might you guys have? Okay. Well, I'm going to stop sharing here. And it looks like we must be done, Megan.
I think we just had one more, if you don't mind, Daniel, from McKinney Hackett Russell. McKinney asks, Daniel, the $500 a week that you mentioned, is this for one assistant performing one of those 5 to 6 roles on the slide?
Yeah, so great question, McKinney. We are a staffing company. We are a global staffing company. What we do is we provide talent to businesses that have big vision and want to grow and basically want to, have a fantastic life. Start delegating, moving from the I do it to the we do it, the we do it to the they do it. So it's one human, but if you have 5 or 6 things that you need to do, that's normal in real estate. We all have. What I would try to do is kind of cluster them into different segments. So if it's an admin mostly or a sales mostly, then that's the person that I would hire. And then I would ask them to do the other stuff as well once they're trained up in the one thing that you want to buy. Here's a way to think of talent and people that this might be a new concept, but what you want to think of, what am I buying? What's the thing of value that if I buy it today, I'm interested in buying it 6 months or a year or 2 years from now. So if it could be time, you might need to get time back and you're willing to buy some of that. It could be revenue. So it could be a sales and marketing person helping you grow your company revenue. And it could be reducing costs. You could have, maybe a bookkeeper or somebody else at the front desk who is basically managing your intakes or being what I like to call a director of traffic. Well, maybe we could do that role for you and save you some money. So those are the 3 outcomes, right? You're saving yourself time, you're either trying to grow your company or you're trying to save costs. So we'll align a human around those 3 outcomes and then figure out what job makes sense. Can they do a CMA? Absolutely. In fact, I had them do broker price opinions, CMAs, put together listing appointments. We had a template and a brand guide. And then every single time I met with a client, rather than me building it, I would look through our listing presentation or a CMA and say, gosh, this house doesn't really fit with the neighborhood, swap this one out. And then I'd adjust my listing presentation so that when I was there, not only did I have the CMA, but I also had like, hey, here's our value proposition. We sell houses faster for more money than anybody in our neighborhood or in our area. Here's my stats compared to the average agent. Here's my stats compared to other teams in the area. So I always had, how we performed versus the competition, the CMAs, what I thought their house would sell for, pricing strategies. I had all that created and actually built basically by our virtual professionals. So you can absolutely have that done.
Great.
I think that's it, Megan. Thank you guys so much for your time today.
Exactly. Thank you, Daniel, for giving us this time today. Thank you so much to Teen, who was our moderator for today. And last but most importantly, thanks to these amazing EXP agents who joined the call today. We're here to be a solution for you in 2026 with all the different strategy suggestions that Daniel presented to us today. And please visit our solutions page, talk to one of our consultants, so they'll give you a personal consultation about how to apply a Mod VA into your business for 2026 success. Daniel, thank you so much again.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.